Got a 2009 Mini 1.4 petrol. Alright, this may or may not be the simplest way to remove the alternator. This is what we've done. Remove the light. I thought it would give me a lot more access through here. And this radiator support is that. So it looks a lot more intimidating than it is. I'll show you on the other light. 10mm there. 10mm there. 10mm there. And a 10mm there. They're all easy accessible. That removes the light. And before I did that, to be fair, let's go back to the beginning. Jack up the vehicle. That's the jack support. On the driver's side, remove the wheel obviously, and remove the arch liner. That was a few clips like this. Just screw it out with Phillips, and that releases that. I think there was a T30 or something or the other that ran up into the top. But yeah, I removed the wheel arch liner, then obviously you can see everything a lot better, see the belt setup and whatnot. And once that's out the way, then I went on to remove the headlamp and this, I think it's the radiator support, grill support, whatever. I removed that. Probably wasn't necessary. Let's see if that's sitting here. It's definitely going to give you difficulty accessing the mounting, and the mounting did have to come off. What did I do next? Yeah, the alternator, it basically sits here. If yours was on and mine was on, you'd be able to see where it sits. What the heck is that? Oh yeah, that's the tensioner pulley. No, sorry, that's where the mounting goes. But anyway, yeah, it sits here, and it sits just underneath the tensioner. So the tensioner and the alternator, for the first two bolts, they actually use the same bolts. I'll show you on the replacement, although we're not going to use this one. This one is second hand. It's actually wrong. I can see the plug setup's different, which is a headache. But yeah, the alternator's underneath the tensioner. Oh, it just sits in it like that. So you've got 1, 2, 3 long masculine Torx bolts. Whichever one's here. I think it's a E10 or so. What did I use? Because I know some of you really like all the details. Yeah, that one there. E10. So yeah, you can access everything on the alternator without having to remove too many bits. Remove the engine. That's got 2 bolts that go into the top of the alternator like that. And then that comes out. Show you the engine mounting, because that's what came next after I took out the tensioner pulley. Obviously I removed the belt first, goes without saying. So you've got alright, let me just say it. What was it? I think it was a 30mm. Where's my 30mm? Yeah, 30mm spanner. So you got to remove the belt first. And that goes on there. I think it was clockwise. Releases tension, and you remove the belt. Drive belt, then all the other stuff that I just said. So then the engine mounting sits like this. I don't know if you can see the holes. There's 1, there's 2, 3. I don't know if you can see that. It's just down here where my finger is. 3 and 4. That sits like that. We have 30mm. We've got one 18mm nut. Sits right there, and then you've got this little earth lead, and that's gonna come through here, little nut and bolt. That's also 13mm. Yeah, I've removed that. Before I removed that, I've put the jack on the bottom of the sump to support the engine. and I've basically let the engine down, and then I've just negotiated the alternator from this gap here. And I'll show you this gap, you might be able to see where it sits, just above the AC pump. That's the pivot for the bottom bolt. And yeah, you should be able to get it out. You might not even have to remove this headlamp. You can try it without doing it if you want. I just pulled it out anyway. I thought I might have to. And replacement will obviously be reverse of removal.